Hey, what's going on? This is the second video I'm doing in a little series on this guitar. It's a Squier vintage modified Jazzmaster in Sonic Blue. So one of the things that I want to do is change the pickguard. In the last video I had these two pickguards, both from Stratosphere. This redder one is actually the brown one that they list on their site, and this more brown one is the red one. So I like this one. As far as the pattern goes, it's pretty uniform and it looks good. It's three-dimensional like, and there's no real pixelization on there when you look at it. This one, on the other hand, I like the color of it, and I'm sorry if I'm being repetitive on this, but it just doesn't have much of a pattern to it. If you can see it there, it just kind of looks brown. There is some texture to it, but it also looks pixelated when you really look at it. So, and you know, it did have, strangely enough, 2 layers of plastic on it, because when I took the first one off, I was like, man, it says bubbles, and it was pretty gnarly. But anyway, as far as the build of it, it's fine. I mean, it's plastic, so it's got the shielding on the control, or the pots, where the pots go. I was satisfied with this pattern, not the color. This color, not the pattern. So let me just backtrack a little bit. I paid $10 a piece for these, plus about $5 shipping. If you ought to got them at the same time, which at first I got this one because I thought I wanted it, and then I thought again that I didn't like the color. So anyway, needless to say, I paid about $15 a piece for these. So then I just wasn't satisfied, so I ended up getting this one. So this one is from a seller on eBay out of like Woodstock, New York. I'll put his name down in the description. I don't remember it offhand, like something Antonio. But this one I like. It's got, the pattern is not necessarily uniform. It's obviously got a little bit more the cream stuff on this side. I like the color. It looks red in some lights, but it's dark enough to be not too red. So I'm pretty satisfied. I'm gonna go with this one, I think. I'll just give you an idea what it looks like on this guitar, if I can sort of line it up. So there you go. That's kind of like what it's gonna look like. I can't really get it on there too well for you, but I'm obviously gonna do another video where I install it. So that's one thing. A few little details on this. I noticed that this little, I don't know if you call it a horn or not. Let me get closer. What I'm talking about is right here. So this is the newest pickguard I have. It's a little bit more of a pronounced, more sharp hump right there, where these, it's more of a rounded edge right there above that hole. A little bit of a difference, but let me show you the guitar. With the pickguard on it now, you'll see that, if you can see, get in the light here. So it has a pretty good sharp hump right there. And you know, I don't know if that's the Squier thing or import, or if that's the way the real Fender USA ones are, but I didn't notice that on the new one. Also, just to get super nitpicky, this part over here is a little bit more flat than these. If you can see, like these are more rounded right here. This one is a little bit flatter. No big deal. Just some things I noticed to make you aware of. So yeah, I would recommend this. I would recommend really any of these. And as a matter of fact, I'll probably end up selling these. If this is something you want, you have the benefit of seeing them in really good light here. It's just not my personal preference. If you were looking for a pretty brown pickguard, this is one for you. Let me know. We can set something up, maybe like eBay, like I don't know, through PayPal. We'll do it the right way. What I could do is set up like a, what do they call it, where you do the best offer, and then I'll just take your offer, whatever will work out. Yeah, so if you're interested, let me know. And this one is really cool. If you're looking for a reddish one, I mean, this one is really cool. It's the pattern is very uniform. If I wanted red, I would really like this one. So yeah, let me know. I'm trying to think of anything else. I'm sure it will come up. But one other thing, if you know anything about these Squiers and replacing the pickguards, you'll know that, and if you don't, I'm telling you now, this rhythm circuit on these 2 pots right here, these screws, they are more narrow or closer together on the Squier, So if you get this pickguard, and all these pickguards are like this, all the tortoiseshell pickguards that I have, and all the ones that I've heard of, they're more like USA spec, so they're wider, further apart. So if I were to put these on here now, I would, using the bracket I have, I've got a couple of options. So if you're in the same situation, here's a couple of options. So you can just drill more holes in your pickguard. And I thought about doing that as a shortcut, but if I'm gonna buy 3 freaking pickguards, I'm gonna just do it right. So, and let me say this too, just as my thoughts, you know, you can, if you think I'm being cheap, you know, I did end up spending $45 when it came down to it. If I can't sell these, I'm gonna be stuck with that. But so yeah, I spent a little bit of money, but the Fender pickguards are like $70, $80, which I don't see how they can justify that. It's just plastic. And then there's a guy out there that the company goes by the name of Spitfire, and those are really cool, and I'm sure they're handcrafted. They're a little pricey. I don't think I'd ever pay that much for one. They're like $200. Maybe if you had a really nice vintage, you know, from the, I don't know, you know, to each his own. But there's some options out there if you want a really cool looking. I mean, the Spitfire, I totally agree. They look amazing. They're sort of aged, and the guy can do whatever you want. So check that out. But back to this. So yeah, you could drill holes in here and then maybe plug these other holes up with something, or put like a false screw in there. I don't know. That seems like a lot of work. I was thinking about that route, but I knew about this part from, and this is actually from All Parts. You can get them at a few other places. I think Fender actually has their own like Fender certified part. It's just a bracket, and it's holes fit this more, I don't know what you call it, more USA spec hole spacing. So really, you just there's a video on YouTube, a guy who does this with this exact same guitar. So I won't go into the details about that, but you will have to probably just make a little bit more space in the holes for the pot post, because I think the ones in here in the Squire are a little bit bigger. But that shouldn't be a problem. Just if you have like a file or something, or even, dare I say, like a drill or something like that, you could probably ream them out a little bit. So a quick story on this: if you get this from All Parts and you buy maybe your pickguard from there, which I think the only pickguards they have for Squire or for Jazzmasters Tortoiseshell wise are like at least $50, I think. So if you're not looking to go the cheap route, I wouldn't do that. Yeah, so if you were to buy like your pickguard from there and this, then you probably get like free shipping. I just tried to buy this by itself because I didn't get my pickguard there, and they have a minimum purchase of maybe $10. So I couldn't even buy this by itself. I would have to buy, and they don't have, I don't think, strings or anything that I could have really used or wanted. And so I didn't want to buy anything else. When I added it to my cart and I had the minimum purchase on there, they said something like, hey, we have minimum purchase, and so call up your guitar part, or go to your local music store if you want to buy this by itself. So oddly enough, I checked with my local music store. As a matter of fact, they actually got it for me. They paid for the shipping, which was really cool, and I just went and got it and picked it up when it came in. Yeah, so the shipping, I think, had I bought something else to actually make it $10, would have been $5. So, you know, this is a $6 part. So you get the drill. Anyway, so that is an option if your local music store will do that for you. Okay, so I think as far as pickguards go, for my little video here, I'm done. If I think of anything else, I will add it. Stay tuned for a video I plan to do about shielding, and then eventually I'm going to maybe put on a different neck that I ordered from China. I don't know. I'm hoping it works out, so we'll see. If it's crap, I'm not going to put it on my guitar. Yeah, that's all for now, unless I think of something else. But yeah, stay tuned, and if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, I'd really appreciate it. Thanks a lot.